That sounds like an intriguing and alarming statement. The idea that the food we eat could secretly be shortening our lives is a concern many people have, especially as health trends and advice evolve over time. A 104-year-old surgeon likely has a lot of experience and insights, and if he's saying something shocking about food, it could be tied to long-term health outcomes, possibly focusing on things like processed foods, sugar, fats, or other factors that are linked to chronic diseases. What kind of diet or food habits did he talk about that might shorten our lives? Or is there a specific claim you're interested in? Wow, that's a powerful message. Dr. Henry's story really brings home the point about how processed sugar can affect our bodies, especially as we get older. It's pretty eye-opening to think about how much sugar is in so many foods and drinks, and how it could be subtly causing long-term harm. The fact that it accelerates aging, causes inflammation, and contributes to serious conditions like heart disease and insulin resistance is a wake-up call for anyone who might be consuming too much. His personal transformation after cutting sugar seems like a game-changer, both in terms of his energy levels and his overall health. It's inspiring that he's able to share these insights after experiencing them firsthand. It makes me wonder, how many of us might be dealing with subtle symptoms or health issues that could be connected to sugar, but we just don't realize it yet? Have you tried reducing sugar in your diet or been thinking about it? That's another great piece of advice from Dr. Henry. Refined grains, like white bread, rice, and pasta, are so common in the modern diet, yet it's clear they don't serve our long-term health very well. The way they break down quickly into sugar, leading to blood sugar spikes and insulin issues, really shows how they can be linked to conditions like type 2 diabetes and heart disease, especially as we age. It's interesting how Dr. Henry noticed a difference in his own joint pain and energy after cutting back on refined grains. Switching to whole grains seems like such a simple change, but the impact on inflammation, digestion, and overall health could be huge. Plus, the fact that his patients also reported improvements in digestion and weight management is pretty compelling evidence that this is a beneficial move. Have you made any switches to whole grains, or is that something you're considering now after hearing his story? This is such an important piece of advice, especially as we get older. Dr. Henry's focus on excessive salt really highlights how sneaky it can be in our diets, especially through processed foods, fast food, and even hidden in sauces or canned goods. Many people might not realize how much salt they're consuming in ways they don't expect, and it can be causing serious issues with blood pressure, heart health, and kidney function over time. The story of Mr. Thompson is incredible. It's amazing how reducing salt and eating fresher, homemade meals can make such a dramatic difference in health, even to the point of normalizing blood pressure without relying solely on medication. The improvement in energy and feeling less bloated are such great added benefits, too. It makes me wonder how many of us might be unknowingly consuming more salt than we realize and how much that could be affecting our overall health. Have you been paying attention to your salt intake, or does this make you want to be more mindful of it? This is such an eye-opening perspective on artificial sweeteners. It's wild to think that something marketed as a healthier alternative can actually be tricking our bodies into metabolic chaos, triggering cravings, and even affecting insulin sensitivity, especially concerning for older adults. The idea that artificial sweeteners can actually accelerate the aging process by promoting chronic inflammation and oxidative stress is a real wake-up call. Dr. Henry's observations about his patients' experiences, like the woman in her 60s who swapped diet soda for flavored water and noticed a boost in energy and less bloating, are compelling examples of how cutting out these sweeteners can have an immediate, positive impact on overall health. It's encouraging to think that by eliminating these chemicals, we might give ourselves a better shot at healthier, more natural aging. It's interesting to consider natural alternatives like honey or stevia, or just sticking to naturally sweet foods without any added chemicals. Have you tried cutting out artificial sweeteners before or thought about making that switch? Dr. Henry's advice about fried foods is a powerful reminder of how unhealthy fats, especially trans fats and saturated fats, can negatively affect our bodies as we age. It's interesting to see how fried foods can be linked to so many age-related health issues like heart disease, joint pain, weight gain, and even increased inflammation. His insight into the impact of long-term fried food consumption is a wake-up call for anyone who might be relying on those types of foods as a regular part of their diet. The story of his patient in his late 70s who had significant improvements after cutting back on fried foods is a perfect example of how small, sustainable changes, like switching to baked or grilled options, can really pay off. It's not about overhauling your entire diet overnight, but instead making gradual adjustments that lead to better long-term health. By replacing fried foods with healthier cooking methods, Dr. Henry suggests you can protect your cardiovascular health, manage your weight better, and increase your overall vitality, which is something we all want as we age. His message is empowering. It's never too late to start taking better care of our bodies and making these changes, even if they are slow. Do you think this approach of small adjustments is more realistic for you, or do you feel like you're ready to make some bigger changes right away?